There are 2 participants in the conference. Please announce yourself.
Shalom. Oh, that might be the YouTube. Can you see this? Okay, yeah, it is. Shalom, Sister Palal Shara, and I have reading, Sister Karatazah, all praises to the Most High. We just going through a few precepts. I have a lesson today. The lesson is, Lord's going to be some history about Passover, seeing as we're about to approach Passover season in about 2 weeks, and we're explaining the reasons of Christ. So bear with me 1 second. Let me just try and get another precept on this cornerstone. Is that right? Okay, let me just check something real quick. Psalms 118. Let me just put eyes on it. Con, let's go to Psalms 118 and 22. Psalms chapter 118 and verse 22.
So like your sister 1 second. Psalms 118, 22.
Con.
Okay, Psalms 118, 22. Wow, this is just a long one. Let me see, 118. Okay, Psalms 118, 22. Still like Israel. The stone which the builders refused is become the headstone of the corner.
Or that chief, or that, head cornerstone, which is Christ. Y'all can link that precept up together. Psalms 118, 22, that links up with Ephesians 2, 19 through 20. Let me see. There's another precept that links up with that. Let us go to... Give me one. Bear with me. Salakia. Salakia. Let me just double check again. Salakia. Yeah, I'm not sure who that is, but there's like a feedback coming in. Taking so long. Salakia. Anyway, we're gonna kind of move on because I don't want to just keep waiting in vain right now. So let me see. If you have any precepts, sisters, y'all can bring it out. I'm trying to get some more precepts on this chief cornerstone, but that's not necessarily the lesson for today. It pertains to it because everything is with Christ. Everything pertains to the Most High. So let's go to real quick. Let's go to 1 Peter 2 and 6. First Peter.
First Peter 2 and 6. First Peter chapter 2 verse 6. Wherefore also it is contained in the scriptures. Behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone, elect, precious, and he that believeth on him shall not be confounded.
Right. So everything is going to tie in together. Seeing as, just last year, just a year ago, this same time, we was deep in quarantine. Everybody locking down. People was getting all nervous, and people was going all crazy, and everybody was scared of the vid, and blah blah blah, and just a mess. Just more prophecy, just stirring about this time last year. So it's kind of good to reflect back to where we were. We are currently in the new moon season. All praise to God. Lord's willing, going forward, this can be a season of growth, a season of improvement, of spiritual improvements, not just as individuals, but collectively as a nation. And going forward, we can be able to wake up as many people as we can, fix ourselves, fix the nation, fix our children, fix the family structure, and Lord will have the Most High's mercy shine down on us in due time. But everything is tying together. The Most High, he pretty much kept Israel. He kept Israel together during this past year, while the whole world was topsy-turvy, upside down, didn't know what to do, didn't know their foot from their toe, didn't know nothing, didn't know what was going on. Everybody was lost, buying toilet paper up like it was going out of style, buying this up and that, and all kind of stuff, and people panicking and loading up on guns. It's like, oh, it's about to be a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, fighting.
Exactly, fighting over some toilet paper and wipes and regular stuff. Sanitizer was null and void. There was no mask. We even had to cancel the Passover this year. Not this year, last year. Last year, we had to cancel the Passover. And, it is what it is. But Lord's willing, going forward for this Passover, we'll have a better time. One of the sisters is probably going to go to Atlanta and keep the feast of the Lord. So even if these different things, the Most High and H.O.I was our chief cornerstone. Because I know a lot of Israel was fine during this quote unquote pandemic and everything. A lot of brothers flourished. A lot of brothers even improved. Like for me, my household, everybody was working, but I just so happened to get a job. I didn't necessarily need a job, but the Most High blessed us to get a little extra money. We was doing even better with time to just stay inside and recuperate with family and stuff like that. And unfortunately, some people had to die, but whatever. Israel, for the most part, Israel was doing very well. Especially the Israelites, when people in these laws, Israel was doing very well. We had no complaints. We was doing so much better because why? The Most High is the stability of our times. When things are going left for the nation, it's going right for us. It's going right for us. I don't know what to tell you, bro, but I'm cool on this side. So, yeah. So that is, in essence, the spirit of Hamashiach Yahushua. Everything is just working out. Read verse 6 again, one more time.
1 Peter chapter 2 verse 6. Wherefore also it is contained in the scriptures. Behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone, elect, precious, And he that believeth on him shall not be confounded.
Meaning what? We wasn't confused while this whole world was going upside down. We was turning to these scriptures while everything was flipped around like a roller coaster. We already knew. We didn't exactly know, but we had comfort that, you know what, the Most High prophesied these things. You know, the Most High is revealing certain things. Most High is spreading His Spirit out. So you know what, everything is on the Most High's time. We was chilling, you know, and that's all praise to the Most High. And there's no glory but glory to God. The glory but glory to Yahweh Bashem Mashiach Yahushai, you know. And Lord's willing, as we approach Passover in about 2 weeks, it will be, my calendar is correct, Passover will be taking place March 26th to about maybe April 1st or something like that. And that will be Passover. Khan? If I'm correct. Yeah. If I have my dates correct, I think when it's going to be. But anywho, since we're on this topic of Passover, I have some Passover history scriptures. So we're going to go through that right quick. You know, just get a little understanding of the Most High, of His different feast days, you know, of Passover. Because just like Passover last year, Israel's pretty much getting delivered. Israel got delivered. We got through. We got through. Everybody else was suffering and wailing and weeping and gnashing his teeth and buying up this and buying up that. Israel, we was delivered. We was thriving. We was building. So that's glory to God. So first scripture on the list, let's get Exodus chapter 1, and we're just going to read, I think, the whole chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Good. All right. Come on, Exodus chapter, Exodus chapter 1, and read the whole chapter, sis.
Okay, Exodus. Okay, I might not be good with the names, but I'm going to try.
It's all right. I got you. I'm going to pass you.
Okay. Okay, Exodus chapter 1. Chapter 1, verse 1. Let me see where is that. Okay. Now these are the names of the children of Israel, which came unto Egypt. Every man in his household came with Jacob. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin. Then Natalia, did I say that right? Natalia, Gad, and Asher. What was the first? Natalia, Gad, and Asher. And all the souls that came out of the lions of Jacob. Loins, is that loins? Yeah, loins of Jacob. Was 70 souls, for Joseph was in Egypt already.
Right.
And
so,
Joseph.
1 second, Thwada sister. I was going to say, a lot of times, brothers is like, oh, we're not supposed to keep the Passover because, you know, we're not supposed to keep it in captivity and blah, blah, blah. But hold up, brother. Hold up, sister. The first Passover was in captivity anyway. But, you know, it is what it is. The first ever Passover, we was in captivity. So that's a cut to brothers who saying, oh, we can't keep the Passover because we in captivity. Okay. But read on, sister.
All right, so, let me see, where did I leave off? And Joseph, okay. Chapter 1, verse 6. And Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that generation. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly, and multiplied.
Salakia. So again, we live it in the times of Egypt. So just the same way last year, everybody was carrying on, having a bunch of COVID babies and, flourishing and multiplying, and everybody just, every woman I see got a belly. Pregnant here, pregnant over there, pushing pram, pregnant. And I'm like, damn, y'all getting busy, but, I guess. But just the same kind of spirit of how, even when we're in our captivity, the Most High allows us to thrive and to flourish, whether that be financially, whether that be spiritually, whether that be through children. The Most High allows us to keep flourishing through whatever struggles and perils. But read on.
Exodus chapter 1, verse 8. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph.
Right.
And he said unto his people, Behold, the people of children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply and come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us. And so get them up out of the land.
Right.
Therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities. Python
and Ramesses.
Yeah, Python and Ramesses. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew. And they were grieved because the children of Israel and the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor.
So even through our rigorous pains, and they tried to make the workload even harder, we're still gonna be making babies. Well, I'm stressed out. What you want me to do? I'm stressed. So, and I remember there was I'm not sure who it was, but I know a brother did on a Thursday call a while back, based off there's a certain type of jealousy and hatred, because that jealousy and hatred, they really go hand in hand. So these Egyptians back in the day, they was very jealous and fearful. And when you're jealous and fearful, you're gonna do any and everything in your power to quench whatever that is that's troubling you. You're gonna do everything because you feel insecure. That's it. It's just the insecurity of they're gonna multiply and they're gonna join to our enemies, and then they're gonna sack us all. Because look at their numbers; they're growing, and that fear, that jealousy, they all really just go hand in hand, and they are a dangerous concoction. Kind of believe the chief said that, but again, that was a while. I just based off my memory, that's what I remember. So read on, sister.
Exodus chapter 1, verse 14. Yeah. Exodus chapter 1, verse 14. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage. And the mortar. And to mortar and brick and all manner of service in the field. All their service within they made them serve was with rigor.
Right.
And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of the one was Shariah, Shippa, and the name of the other one, Puha.
Yeah, that's fine.
Puha. And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife of the Hebrew women, and see them upon the stool, if it be a son, then you shall, I done wrote in my Bible so I can't see that word, and you shall
kill him.
Oh, kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live.
Now, hold on, Salakia. Now, this ties into the life that we live today as Hebrew Israelites every day, especially speaking to our black men, to our Hispanic men, our brothers who are living the life every day of a target. Because why? These men, they carry nations within themselves. They carry nations within them. So if you take away the man, all that's left is going to be if you take away the man, there's not going to be anything left over. You're going to have a bunch of women. And, we need our men, not just for the seed, but they literally carry the seed of life. They literally carry the seed of life. That's how we all got here, So they take away our strong men, and it's unfortunate that they just have such hatred and envy for our brothers, But this is why there's such a heavy target on our men, and that's why sisters who are wives, who are mothers, y'all need to make sure y'all take care of y'all men, because outside they are treated, I'm going to say it plain, I'm going to say it straight, they are treated like SHIT, okay? So it is our duty to make sure that when they come home, they have peace, they have rest, they are being treated like the kings that they are supposed to be, because in this world they are treated like they are less than spittle. So it's important, sisters, for you treat your men, treat your sons like upcoming princes, treat your kings like kings that are supposed to rule. Even your fathers and your cousins or whatever, as long as they're not wicked and stuff like that, we have to make sure that we can, being in this world, in Babylon, in Egypt, in modern day Egypt, that we are giving life into our black men, because they are protectors. Shit, I ain't gonna call on a sister to protect me. No. Don't get me wrong, y'all sisters are strong. Y'all sisters are strong and stuff like that. But for me, I know I need somebody to protect me, and that somebody is a man. And that's just on period. So
that's all right.
So it is what it is. Sisters would be like, I'm to protect myself. I'm a strong, independent black woman. I don't need no man. Okay, all right. I need a man. All right. That's up to you. But let's see if you could really protect yourself against two, three strong, grown-ass men. It ain't happening. So important for us sisters that, we are treating our men with a level of respect, the level of dignity, loyalty, femininity, and all these things. So, let's just read on.
Chapter 1, verse 17. But the midwives feared God and did not,
right,
as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive. And the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said unto them, Why have you done this thing, and have saved the men children alive? And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, Because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively and delivered. The midwives come in unto them.
Right. So us sisters, and there you go. That's a cut. That we are different. We are set apart from not only these Egyptian Hamites, but we are set apart from all these other nations. The way we care about our children is on a different level. The way we look after our children. Ain't nobody about to just take my baby. I don't have no kids, by the way, but anybody about to take my baby after I done push them out and try and kill them? You must be out your damn mind. You must be mad, because I'm gonna fight you, and that's it. Like, that's just how our sisters are. We're so protective of our children and protective of who we give birth to, and our children and our loved ones. That's just who we are. a lot of these other nations are like, oh well, we'll just make another one. Nah, it died. We'll just make another one. But nah, we want to be able to keep as many of our children as possible alive. So that's the difference. That's the difference there. We are really like that mama bear, that that real of any mammal. You look at a cat, she get real wild up with the kittens. You look at a dog, she get real feisty and aggressive with her puppies. The same for us Israelite women. We are very about it with our children. So.
And Salakia, sister.
Go ahead, sister. Mm-hmm.
I think it's somewhere in the Bible as well where it says the lioness is. I think it explained that that she's protected over her cubs or something like that.
Let me look that up, sister. Let me look it up, sister. Give me 1 second, because I personally don't really know it right now. But let me. It's not 4. I'll praise it. I'll look it up. So.
I think I read it. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Wait. All right. Okay. All right. Where we left off at? We left off at 19.
19. I mean, but
well,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Real quick, let's go to Hosea 13 and 8.
Hosea 13 and 8. That's before. Let's see something. 1 second.
I'm in the same boat with you, sister. Don't worry.
I'm trying to find it.
It is before Joel and before Amos.
Okay.
Right after, I believe, Daniel. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, yep, I got it. Okay, Hosea 13 and 8. Right. The water.
No problem.
Okay, Hosea 13 and 8, and it reads, I will meet them as a bear that is bereaved of her whelp, and will rend the call of their heart, and there will I devour them like a lion. The wild beast shall tear them.
So let me look up that word whelps. Let me look at that word whelps right quick. Whelps. Whelps. The word whelps, it means Slovakia. Okay. Okay, boom. There you go. Whelp. A puppy. Or a noun. Puppy. And a verb, according to Google, of a female dog give birth to a puppy. So, the same way, I will meet them as a bear that is bereaved. Let's look up the word bereaved. Bereaved, deprived of a close relation or friendship through their death. So basically taken from. Let's look up these synonyms, because Israel, we like synonyms. So let's see. Bereaved. Synonyms. Okay, bereaved in synonyms: deprive, dispossess, rob, divest, strip, orphaned, widowed, grieving, lamenting, deprived. So basically, all about bereaved is to be stolen, robbed, orphaned. So. The Most High is gonna come for these other nations that stole Israel. That the same way as a bear, as a big mama bear, and if she see her cubs and they're not there and they are gone, she going off. And bears are real strong and swipe your head off with one strong hit. And the same way, Mama Eve and sisters, we don't play with our children. We don't play. Like, for Benji, nobody touch my picnic. So, the same way. I'm gonna try and find where it said like a lioness, but
I know
it's
it's
the same way.
I can't remember.
Let me look at. Let me see. Okay, let me see. Let me check Ezekiel 19:2. Okay, let's read Ezekiel 19:1.
Okay, 19. And what Ezekiel? For some reason, I can't find that scripture either. Okay, well, that's why I can't find it right now. I got so many markers in it.
It's all good, sister. It's all good. Ezekiel is before Daniel.
I found it.
Okay, no problem.
No, that's Zephaniah. I got it. Ezekiel. Yeah, I have it. Ezekiel. Okay, that was 19:1.
19:1. Yeah.
Okay. Ezekiel 19:1.
Right.
Moreover, yeah, Ezekiel. Moreover, take thou up a lamentation for the princes of Israel, and say, what is thy mother? A lioness. She lay down among lions. She nourished her whelp among young lions. Oh, okay, yeah, that's why I read it. And she
read on.
And she brought up one of her whelps. It became a young lion, and it learned to catch the prey. It devoured men. The nations also heard of him. He was taken in their pit, and they brought him with chains unto the land of Egypt. Now when she saw that she had waited, and her hope was lost, then she took Now when she saw that she had waited, and took her hope was lost, then she took another of her whelps, and made him a young lion. And he went up and down among the lions, and he went up and down amongst the lions. He became a young lion and learned to catch the prey and devoured men.
So Salakia, real quick. So that's a cut right there. That's the history of our women. We're supposed to be raising up strong men, coupled with having a household. Now, I know a lot of sisters, they might be single mothers. That's fine. It is what it is. Stuff happens. But you should not be trying to raise your son to be some type of substitute husband, or, your husband's son, or whatever stuff that goes on in raising your son to be the man that you want him to be, that you want him to be for you, but he's not your man, sister. He is your son. If you are a single mother, you need to be able to raise and, at least have another strong male figure to help raise him and groom him into a young lion. Because, a lot of times, unfortunately, a lot of brothers come from single mother households, single family households. And they end up being, a lot more emotional and, a lot more ready to fight, and these have a lot of testosterone and emotions coupled. And that's why we have the state that we're in with gang violence and gang banging and, all these different types of stuff, because there hasn't been a structured male figure, mentor, or a father figure to groom up these young boys into men and not into girly boys. Y'all understand what I'm saying? What scripture was that? We just read Ezekiel 19:1. It goes deeper than that. So sisters, if y'all know somebody, if y'all might be single mothers, call on the elders or whoever to help, with raising up sons, because we as a nation, we have to stop that that generational curse of raising weak, soft men who are extremely emotional, who wanna they feel some type of way and bow. I'm gonna just shoot you in the face right quick because I feel some type of way. Nah, we cannot operate in that type of mentality anymore. Not just is it because of a New Year, because it's the Most High said so. We gotta have that love for our brethren. So it's important that we raise our sons, because why? They're going to be the protectors. They're going to be the ones to fighting against our enemies. They're going to be the ones holding on and carrying nations within themselves. So it's why we have to make sure that we as sisters, we are pouring, good information, being the first teachers, teaching them strength and stuff like that, so that these young men, these young boys can grow up to be strong, powerful, protective, godly men. So, we might as well just read this out. I forgot we left off. Yeah, we left off at verse, and go to verse 6. Ezekiel. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ezekiel. Read the rest of 6 or start at 7?
Read the rest of 6.
Okay. Ezekiel 19, verse 6. And he went up and down amongst the lions. He became a young lion and learned to catch the prey and devour men. Mm-hmm. And he knew their desolate places, and he laid waste their cities, and the land was desolate, and the fullness thereof by the noise of their roaring. Then the nations set against him on every side from the province, and spread their net over him, and he was taken in their pit.
Right.
And they put him in in chains and brought him to the king of Babylon. They brought him into holes, that his voice should not more be heard upon the mountains of Israel. Thy mother is a light. Thy mother is a light, a vine in thy blood, planted by the waters. She was fruitful and full of branches by reasons of many waters.
Right.
And she had strong rods for the scepters of them that bear rule. Shalom.
Hi, shalom, sis. Shalom.
How y'all doing?
We doing good, sister. We read in Ezekiel 19 and what that is, verse 11, right, sister?
Okay. Yeah, right, let me go to my Bible.
Hi. We'll give a little time for the sister, that just came on, all praises.
Ezekiel, what now?
Chapter 19, and we are at verse 11.
Okay.
You there with us, sis?
I'm there.
All right, fine. Read on, sister.
Ezekiel 19, chapter 19, and verse, you want me to do 10 or 11?
Start verse 11.
Chapter 19, Ezekiel chapter 19, verse 11. And she had a strong rod for the scriptures of them that bear rule. And her stature was exalted among the thick branches, and she appeared in her height with the multitude of her branches.
So, but she wasn't just a big woman; she was a large woman in spirit. She was a very strong woman in spirit. She was able to teach her son. Oh, I gotta get that precept. It's in the Apocrypha how the mother with her 7 sons, how she taught them well to stand firm, and they all got plucked off one by one by one. Lord's willing, I can find that scripture, but just read on, sister.
Okay. Verse 12. But she was plucked up in the fury. She was cast down to the ground, and the east wind dried up her fruit. Her strong walnuts were broken and withered, and the fire consumed them.
Mm-hmm.
And now she is planted in the wilderness, in a dry and thirsty ground.
Right.
And fire is gone out of a rod of her branches, which has devoured her fruit, so that she have no strong rod to be a sculpture. I cannot pronounce that word. Scepter. A strong rod to be a scepter to rule. This is a lamentation, and shall be for a lamentation.
Right. So, obviously, lamentation is to cry and to weep and stuff like that. And unfortunately, that's what happens a lot of our sisters, who might be a single mother and stuff like that. They can raise, but eventually they really don't have too much power to bring forth any more strong children. Because why? This wicked world is going to just keep knocking us down. But that's why it's important, sisters, to, if you can within your means, and if you have, enough money to afford children and stuff like that, have as many children as the Most High will allow you to. Have as many children, raise as many sons, raise as many daughters, because why? The nation starts the family unit first. It starts with the family unit first, So that's what I get from this precept. Hold on, let me see if I can find what I was talking about this the mother with the 7 sons and how they was all getting plucked down. So let me slap here. Okay, let me see. And that's what that is? Okay, let me see. Let's go to, real quick, this is still a topic of history of Passover, so I don't want to lose my point real quick. So the point, all right, so y'all can, we're not going to read 2 Maccabees 7, but just keep it in y'all notes so that when y'all reference to it, basically it's showing the strength of the mother, how she taught all her sons to keep the law and to be diligent. So no matter what type of trials, tribulations, or whatever, they still stood tall and stood firm all the way up to their death. And the mother died of grief, and she watched all her sons get put to death in front of her because why? They kept the law. But hey, it's unfortunately it's still a good thing because they endured until the end. They didn't waver. They didn't go back on their word and forget about the faith when they're about to be met with death. Because it's better to die a fleshly death than to be met with the Father and die a spiritual death because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. So y'all can read that on your own. For sake of time, we're gonna go back to Exodus 1 and 20. What was that? Exodus chapter 1, and I believe we got 20, right? I think so. And, all right, so Exodus chapter 1 and verse. Actually, start at verse 19 because that was the point. That's why we went off a little bit.
Okay, come. Exodus chapter 1, verses 19. And the midwife said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively and delivered here. The midwives come in and unto them.
Right.
Therefore,
So,
God.
Flakia. So as he brought up, as you brought up about this, reading about the lion and how she's protected with her cubs. The same way, that's why he brought out Hosea 13 and 8, and then Ezekiel 19 and 1 to show that the mammals and the animals, just like us sisters, we're very protective of our children and of our seed, of our children that we birth. Anywho, let's go to verse 20.
Okay. And therefore God dwelt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and waxed very mighty.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass because the midwives feared God, that he made them houses. And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born ye shall cast into the river, and every daughter you shall save alive.
Right. So that happens more often than not. Even if I'm not sure if y'all sisters watch the show Game of Thrones, but basically there was one scene of Game of Thrones where if there was born a male child, they would take and they would give it to the White Walker King, to whatever, basically to death. Give the son over to death. And if it was a girl, they'd keep it, and then incest or whatever. So it goes deeper. It's something that's not that's common to sacrifice up the sons, because it's like, oh, I don't want any sons to carry no seed and blah blah blah. But yeah, let us go to X. Oh, I'm just gonna read the whole thing. Let's go to Exodus 2, and just read on down, because that's what I have in my notes.
Okay, okay, skip down. Okay, yep. So, and there, Exodus chapter 2.
Mm-hmm.
Exodus chapter 2, verse 1. Verse 1. And there went a man of house of Levi, and took to the wife daughter of Levi. And the woman conceived and bare a son. And when she saw him, that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months. And when she could not longer hide him, she took for him an ark of bulrushes, and daubed it with slime, with pitch, and put the child therein. And she laid it in the flags by the riverbank.
Right.
And his sister stood afar off to wit what would be done to him.
Mm-hmm.
And the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river. And her maidens wept alone by the riverside. And when she saw the ark amongst the flags, she sent her maid to fetch it.
Mm-hmm.
And when she opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the babe wept.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, and she had compassion on him. And she said, this is one of the Hebrew children. Then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, shall I go and call to thee a nurse of the Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for thee? And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, go. And the maid went and called the child's mother.
Right.
And Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, take this child away, and nurse it for me, and I will give thee thy wages. And the woman took the child and nursed it. And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moses. And she said, because I drew him out of the water.
Right.
And it came to pass in those days, when Moses was grown, that he went out unto the brethren and looked on his burdens, and he spied an Egyptian spiting a Hebrew, one of his brethren, and he looked his way, and that way, and when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand.
Right. Go ahead, sis.
Okay. Exodus 2, verse 13. Chapter 2, verse 13. And when he went out the second day, behold, 2 men of the Hebrews stood together. Strolled together. And he said to him that did the wrong. And he said to him that did the wrong, wherefore smiting thy fellow? And he said, who made thee a prince and a judge over us? And intended thou to kill me, and thou killest the Egyptian? And Moses feared and said, surely this thing is known. Now when Pharaoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Moses. But Moses fled from the face of Pharaoh and dwelt in the land of Midian. And he sat down by a well. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the troughs of water, their father's flock. And the shepherds came and drove them away, but Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock. And when they came to Ruel, their father, he said, how is it that ye are come so soon today? And they said, an Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew water enough for us, and watered the flock. And he said unto his daughter, where is he? Why is that ye have left the man? Call him that he may eat bread. And Moses was content to dwell with the man. He gave Moses Zipporah, his daughter. And she bare him a son, and he called his name Gresham. For he said, I have been a stranger in a strange land. And it came to pass in the process of time that the king of Egyptian died, and the children of Israel fighted by reasons of bondage. And they cried and came up unto God by reasons of the bondage. And God heard their groaning, and God remembered the covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. And God looked upon the children of Israel, and God had respect unto them.
So that is the beginning of what is the Passover. Because why? Every captivity, we always had a savior. We always had a leader. So Moses, this is Moses' underdog story. His Levite parents, they had him and kept him about 3 months. He couldn't keep him no more because they were probably going to find out and kill him. So he's like, you know what? Wherever this little makeshift raft goes, and so be it, Lord, let it be, protect my child. And just so happened that got to Pharaoh's daughter, just to recap, got to Pharaoh's daughter, and she had compassion, but yet Moses' real mother was still able to nurse him and still able to breastfeed him and stuff like that for a certain time until he got a little older that he needed to be weaned. Next off, then, he saw an Egyptian doing wrong to his people while they were in bondage. These other nations, they kind of go a little bit too rough with us sometimes. That hatred and that envy just overtake them, and they just want to beat our souls out. So, and then he didn't like that, so he slew the Egyptian. After the Egyptian found out, he ran away. Most High made him to marry Zipporah, and that's why we sometimes say the name Gershom. I believe Chief Ephraim might have had land, and he was thinking about calling it Gershom, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not. So, you know, a lot of Israel during that time when the Pharaoh died, they probably thought that, like, oh man, bondage is going to be over. But damn, we still in this. Like, isn't it supposed to be over now that he's dead? Like, he's gone, but he's still suffering, flying, making bricks. And the Most High, like, you know what? I remember my people. So the same way how the Most High remembered us, you know, last year when all types of hell was breaking loose, you know, the same way the Most High is going to remember us in the time of our affliction. So from there, let's go to Exodus chapter 12. And start at 1.
Exodus chapter 12, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you.
Which we're in right now. We just had the new year Friday, the 12th. So it's the new season, it's the new year, it's the new month, first month. So let's get into it.
Okay. 2. This month shall be unto you the beginning of month. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house.
Right.
If the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it accordingly to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your account for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. You shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats.
Right.
And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening.
Now hold on, Salakia. I got a quick story that I gotta say right quick. I remember maybe about two Passovers ago. I remember a brother tried to step to me right quick and was like, "Oh, sister, you know, I don't understand why there's women, you know, at the Passover, whatever, when it clearly says that men should only the men of Israel should congregate 3 times out the year for for Passover, for tabernacles, and what's the next one? I forget. It's like the top 3. The 7th one, I can't remember right now. Yeah, I think it was atonement. I think so. But he was saying like, "Oh, I don't understand why there's women with the Passover." But hold up, bruh. It says all the congregation. It says all the congregation. So, you know, certain things just stick with you, and like you can never forget it. But all the congregation. So, sisters, you too, y'all in it. You know, brothers, y'all in it too. Y'all children's in it as well. We all supposed to be keeping the Passover. All the congregation. The congregation is not just men alone. It's supposed to be everybody. I stressed that because that would sound a little simple. And I was like, "Oh, well, I agree to disagree, brother. That's what you believe. Cool, but I'm gonna believe what the Most High says. Shalom." But but yeah, read that verse again.
Okay, it was a 7 or 6. I believe it was 6. Correct. Exodus 12, chapter 12, verse 6. And you shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper door posts of the houses, wherein they shall eat it. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Eat not,
sisters, get y'all unleavened bread recipe up, because we about to head into the season of Feast of Unleavened Breads. If y'all want, I can give y'all a recipe of how I personally make my unleavened breads. I do so with my family every week, of how we make our unleavened breads. Because why? Because 1 Corinthians 11 and 23. So that's what we do. So I can, if y'all want to, I can give y'all my own personal recipe that I use. But in any case, the time of unleavened bread. So during the Passover, which will be once again Friday, March 26th at even. For the week, I think up until April 1st at even will be the Passover, the Lord's Passover. So on that day, y'all sisters, y'all vegans, y'all pescatarians, y'all gonna get down with some lamb, y'all unleavened bread, bitter herb, wine. So, it's a requirement. But let's read on.
Okay. Chapter 12, verse 9. Eat not of it raw, nor style at all with water, but roast with fire, his head with his legs, and with the purtenance thereof. And ye shall let nothing.
Read this part. I'm gonna bring up my point real quick.
Read 10.
Read 10. I'm gonna bring up my point real quick.
Okay, correct. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire.
Right. So, of course, a lot of us don't really have access to a whole lamb. Shalom, whoever that is. Shalom.
Shalom, Sister Samira.
Okay, shalom, Sister. We just going over the history of Passover. Seeing that Passover will be taking place Friday, March 26th at even. Got that in your calendar. That's about 2 weeks away. So, again, even though a lot of us, we don't have access to a whole calf, and you're not really supposed to break the bones, but you do what we can, because we're rehearsing the righteous acts. So when y'all preparing y'all Seder meal, y'all not supposed to stew it with no water. Y'all supposed to grill it over the fire. Put some salt on it, and that's it. With your unleavened bread and your and your bitter herbs. There's various bitter herbs. You have radishes. You have horseradishes. I think I even saw something about kale or all kinds of different bitter herbs. Let me get a list of that so I can look it up, and y'all can write it down as well. Now this will be the week to start getting out the leaven out your house. And it's ironic that it's the first year, because why? We are stepping into a new change of time. So not only have to take out the leaven from within our house, but keep working out, taking out the leaven within your spirit. Because that's important. So, some brothers will be going to Atlanta next 2 weeks or so for the Passover. And if you can't go, y'all are more than welcome to keep it at home, to keep the Seder meal, because why? We're still in captivity. It is what it is. Some of us don't all have money to go and travel, but if you can travel, do so in the name of the Lord. But if you can't, keep the spirit, because why? When 2 or 3 are gathered, Christ is in the midst. So if y'all are able to get y'all grill together, make sure y'all cook it well done. Season it with just salt. You don't need that much salt, because it's gonna get salty. Israel got high blood pressure, so all you need is a little bit of salt. Get your bitter herbs, roast it on fire, cook it well. Get your unleavened breads, and your wine, and that's your Seder meal. But let's read on to the details of it.
Verse 11, chapter 12, verse 11, Exodus. And thou shalt ye eat it with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover.
Now,
Right.
So now, since it's a Passover, we're supposed to be eating it in haste. Not so much you're about to choke on yourself and you about to pass out because you stuffing your face so fast. You know, you take your time, but you eat with a purpose. You eat with that in mind. Like, yo, I gotta go. Like, let me just eat a little bit. You know, make sure I eat what I can, and then we gotta go. That's why we had our shoes on our feet. The men had the staff in their hand and stuff like that because it was time to go. It was time to walk out that joint and you know, be delivered. So that's to be expected when y'all celebrating y'all Passover. Some of y'all brothers and sisters might be celebrating Passover the first time. Ain't no thing, you know, all praises to the Most High. At least you in this truth to celebrate the Passover, and there'll be many more Passovers to come, and many more New Years to come for these sisters that are new in the truth. But you know, you want to be able to eat your Passover meal with a certain purpose, with a certain I'm trying to get my words together. With a certain remembrance of where we were and in Israel, how we were in Israel, Egypt, Slovakia. So let's read on.
Okay. Exodus 12, chapter 12, verse 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, against all the gods of Egypt. I will execute judgment. I am the Lord.
Right?
And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you, when I smite the land of Egypt.
And I am not Slovakia. If I am, if I'm corrected, I believe the theme for this year's Passover is the blood of Christ. So I believe the color scheme is probably like burgundy, wine colored. Also because for the protection, the striking of the posts. So if y'all can, but if not, y'all keep it in the spirit, okay? Because this is our holy days. These are our feast days to keep.
So like
go ahead, sister.
The scheme is red, more of red. You have to. I think they say you have to have more of the red, and then the gold, and then black.
Okay, the water, sister. I didn't know that. I thought it was just red.
Garnet red and black and gold.
So there you go, sisters. If y'all can, you know, wear y'all red, y'all gold, and y'all black, but more the red because you know it's the blood of H.O.I. So that can be, you know, different types of red: a bright red, a burgundy, a wine-colored red, you know, a brick red. There's so many different colors and variations of red. And, you know, sisters, we have a better eye for deciphering colors and, you know, different things. So y'all can jazz it up with y'all reds and y'all gold and y'all black. But the main color for the Passover will be red. The water, sister.
Okay. Right, I am the bar.
Nope. I don't know how to say it. I don't know what to say. Let's read on.
Okay. And Exodus 12, chapter 12, verses, 14. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it and you should keep it a feast for the Lord throughout your generations. Ye shall keep it a feast by ordinance forever.
Forever. Exactly.
7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. And and in the wow. And in the first day there shall be an holy convocation. And in the 7th day there shall be a holy convocation to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you. And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread. For in this self-same day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever.
Right.
In the first month, on the 14th day of the month at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread until 1 and 20 day of the month at even. 7 days.
First day. So the 1 and 20th day. So from the 14th day to the 20th day, that's 1 week, 7 days. Whenever the 14th day lands, so y'all can easily calculate that with y'all calculator. That's how the month is calculated. You have the new moon, New Year, 12, count 14 days, and then it will land you around about the 26th of Friday, the 26th of March, and then you count another 7 days for the Passover, and then that's it. April 1st, that's when. Yep. Just have to count myself. So the 14th and 20th days, just 1 week. 1 week of not eating bread. So, if you can, sisters, it'll be a great time to. You don't have to throw it away because nobody got money like that to be throwing away yeast and stuff like that. You know, it's expensive. So, I would encourage y'all to put it away. Whether y'all put it in a closet that y'all don't use no more, or put it in y'all cars or something, in the back of y'all car, in the back of y'all trunk, in a cooler with some ice or whatever, so the stuff doesn't spoil. However y'all decide to do it, just know that the Most High knows that you're trying to be sincere about it when you're trying to keep your Passover. So now be a good week. Try not to buy any more bread, any more beer or whatever. Start to kind of clean out, and it's amazing because spring cleaning, because we're in the first year, how do I say this? The New Year's last year. We're in the New Year, and spring cleaning. You want to get out that leaven. You want to get out, these different things that are holding your spirit back, your family back. So it's good to try and whatever bread y'all have, try and finish that off. Don't buy no bread for a little while. Try and pinpoint certain leaven stuff such as yeast, cream of tartar, baking soda, baking powder, and many, many, many others. I think I have a list. I can send that to you guys about certain leavens that y'all can take out your house this week and the coming week. Let me find it. I have it there on my phone, so I can send it to y'all group chat so y'all can look at the labels. Y'all don't necessarily have to throw it away because it's money. It takes money. Nobody got time to be throwing out a whole bag of yeast. So just put it away. Put it out your house if possible. If y'all have an outside fridge, y'all can put it over there, and y'all not really gonna touch it too often. Y'all do what y'all need to do to keep it to the best of your ability. Come on, so let's read on.
Okay. Okay, what scripture did I leave off on? I think it was the 19th.
Khan, you did. Khan.
Khan. 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses. For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land. Yes, ye shall eat nothing leavened, and all your habitation shall ye eat unleavened bread.
Right.
Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel, and said unto them, Draw out and take you a lamb according to your families, and kill the Passover.
Right.
And ye shall take a bunch of hyssop, and dip it in the blood that is in the. Okay, well, I definitely can't pronounce that.
It's all right. It's hyssop.
Okay.
Okay,
kind. Okay, and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel,
Mm-hmm.
and the two sides posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning.
Mm.
For the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians. And when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the two sides posts, the Lord will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your house to smite you. Mm.
Mm.
And ye shall observe this thing for ordinance to thee and to thy son forever.
Mm-hmm.
And it shall come to pass when ye be come into the land which the Lord will give you, according as he hath promised, that ye shall keep this service.
All right, that's about it on. Wait. Yeah, then it starts to go into the actual story and what got smited and the sons and everybody just getting smited. So that's why also a lot of times it's good to stay in your house. It's, if you can get off of work, I would encourage it. But we in captivity, so certain things may not go the way we want it to go. But if you can take off the day and the last day, because those are Sabbaths, you can take off those days to honor the Most High, to be in your house. Because again, we was in our house last year. We were literally in our house, staying inside, staying indoors, because the Most High was passing over the land with pestilence. So, who knows what the Most High has in store for this Passover season? Who knows? But it's encouraged that y'all sisters can stay inside. Do what y'all have to do. Y'all may not necessarily have blood, but y'all can decorate it with what you call those ribbons or garters. I don't know. It's called blue long roll of fuzzy ball thing. You know what I'm talking about, sister? I forgot. A garland. I think it's called a garland.
That's it.
Yeah. So y'all, if y'all want to get into the spirit, y'all could decorate y'all homes. Y'all could put a little red garland around your front door, around your doorpost. Just wrap it around so it's side, and the top, so that represent the striking of the blood. Everything is, symbolism. We work what we have. So, again, Feast of Unleavened Bread, that's coming up. That's coming up the 26th of March. If y'all can't go to Atlanta, y'all can keep it at home. Keep it with another brother or sister, or however y'all decide to do it. Get the leaven out your house, get the leaven out your spirit. And let's move on to 1 Ezra chapter 1 and 19. Gotta get our spirits right, because we're approaching a new year. We gotta put away old things. You have to put away these different things that are holding us back, that are that are lifting themselves up above us, put these things away. So let's go to First Ezra, chapter 1, verse 13.
So the children of Israel, which were present, held the Passover at that time and the Feast of Sweet Bread 7 days.
Right.
And such a Passover was not kept in Israel since the time of the prophet Samuel.
Mm-hmm.
Ye all the kings of Israel held not such a Passover as Josiah, and the priests and the Levites and the Jews held with all Israel that were found dwelling at Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
In the 18th year of the regime of Josiah was this Passover kept.
Right.
And the words of Josiah. Mm-hmm.
So I think that might be it on that.
Okay.
After a while, Israel wasn't keeping the Passover because, whatever, the captivity and, they probably didn't have the resources, but it's still important to keep the Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, or the feast, as it says, of sweet bread. So, again, if y'all sisters want to, everybody's recipe is different. I can give y'all my own personal recipe that I use for my unleavened bread. Everything has a symbolism as to why I make it the way I make it. If y'all would like to, I can display my reach one, teach one, whatever knowledge I have, give it to y'all sisters, and if y'all want to. But anywho,
I appreciate it. You can you send it in a group text?
Okay, Con, I can send that. I can send it. Con, I can send my
water. The water.
Let me write that. No problem. I on the bus, sis. Sorry, I gotta write stuff down because I'll be forgetting a lot of stuff. So,
Shalakia, I'm not sure if I'm in that group yet. I just want to make sure that I'm able to get all of the things that you have as well. My name is Taya.
Taya.
Yeah.
Shalom, sister. Where you from?
I'm from Queens, but I live in the Poconos. I'm friends with Macabre.
Oh, okay. Are you in contact with Sister Rabafa?
No, not yet.
Or
I just kind of came into all of this, and
Okay, all praises, sister. All praises.
Thank
for
you.
Coming in, all praise for the Most High.
No, it's the water, right? The water.
Yes, the water. Thank you. Yes.
Right.
It's all right, sister. Me myself, I'm not that versed in the Hebrew, but it's important that we are versed in the scriptures first and foremost. So,
correct,
the Hebrew is cool. The Hebrew is a good language to learn, but it don't make no sense if we know the Hebrew, we don't know the law. So,
right.
In all things, we got to put the law first. So, shalom, Taya. You know what? I'm gonna give you my phone number.
Okay.
So you have a pen, pencil? You writing this down?
Yeah, right now. Go ahead.
So my number is and you can text me, and I can give you the information to add to the group chat. My number is 347. My name is Sister Palal Shara. That's Palal. Sharah.
All right, thank you.
Ayanda Bar sister. That's you're welcome. That's about as much Hebrew as I know. So
I got you. I understand. All right, thank you.
Ayanda Bar sister. No problem. All right, Khan. So, yes, it's important that I will give y'all these different these different information and stuff like that. I'm about to start wrapping it up because I got stuff to do. It's getting late. So, Feast of Passover is coming up soon for y'all brothers, for y'all sisters that might be new. It's all good. It's all praises. You get better over time. The more you in this truth, the better, and the more seasons you get. So make sure for when Passover comes around, which is Friday, March 26th at even. Keep it whether y'all go, y'all keep it in your house. Y'all supposed to have y'all on y'all unleavened bread, and the whole week is unleavened bread. So whether y'all want to jazz it up with unleavened desserts, or however, I have recipes on that as well. Or however, whatever.
Shalom, sisters. My name is Nina.
Shalom, Sister Nina. Shalom.
Hi. I don't want to interrupt anything, but I did want to introduce myself, and I wanted to get the contact information because I want to follow the laws, and I need help.
That's all praises. See, sometimes it's good to have help, especially when we need it. So, sister, you can take down my number if you so desire, and then I will get back to you and do some things. My number is 347.
Much, and I do apologize for interrupting.
It's no problem, sister. It's no problem. If you have a question, y'all are more than welcome to ask. We're here to help you sisters. We're here to help our sisters and our nation. So, the water for coming up and having courage to come up. All praises.
Thank you. I'm just going to be in the background and listen. I just want to take it in. I really appreciate it. I've been looking for this. You sisters are really fulfilling me. I don't want to take up too much time. Let's continue with the lesson. Thank you so much. And I will be in contact.
All praises, all praises, all praises.
Thank you.
That's how the Most High work,
Right.
And that's all praises because
I'm so inspired. I do appreciate this. Thank you so much. I'm going to listen now. I'm going to get off the phone and I'm going to go back to listening to you guys. Thank you so much.
All praises, all praises. There you go. All praise to the Most High. Be going on strong. I don't know how many weeks or months this has been, but all praises. More and more sisters are coming in. More and more sisters are waking up. More and more sisters are coming to their true purpose of being princesses of the Most High and following this law. And, I just got to give praise and glory to the Most High for being able to allow me a certain position because it's all through His grace. I couldn't do this by myself. I couldn't do this without you sisters. We need each other. And, again, I'm just grateful for the Most High and what He set up and His will that He's showing Israel, H.O.I, to keep building and to keep growing. So it's got to give glory to the Most High by Shem Mashiach Yahushai, or for my new sisters, that's the Most High in the name of Christ. So we give glory and honor to His name for everything that He's done. Even the Passover that we're about to celebrate, we give glory to the Most High for the new moons, for the new year that we're currently in. So, Khan. All right, let's go to Exodus chapter 13 and verse 1.
Exodus chapter 13 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses spake unto and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Sanctify unto me all the firstborn, whosoever ever opens the womb amongst the children of Israel, both of man and of beast, is mine.
Right, so the firstborn. How Christ is the firstborn. He is the first and the last, the Alpha and the Omega. So the same way how for Christ, for Yahushai is the Lord's portion. That's why everything is synonymous, because in about a couple of weeks you're going to be going into first fruits. Give that first fruit. You give that first offering unto the Most High, because the Most High wants His share, wants His portion for himself first and foremost. But read on.
And Moses said unto the people, Remember this day in which ye came out from Egypt, out of the house of bondage. For by strength of hand the Lord brought you out from this place. There shall no leavened bread be eaten. This day came ye out in the month Abib. And it shall be with the Lord shall bring thee into the land of the Canaanites, and of the Hittites, and of the Amorites, and of the Habbatites, and the Jebusites, which he swore unto thy fathers to give thee, a land flowing with milk and honey, that thou shalt keep this service in this month. 7 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, and in the 7th day shall be a feast to the Lord. Unleavened bread shall be eaten 7 days, and there shall no leavened bread be seen with thee. Neither shall there be leaven seen with thee in all thy quarters. And thou shalt...
No, go ahead, sister.
Okay, come. And thou shalt show thy son in that day, saying, This is done because of that which the Lord did unto me when I came forth out of Egypt. And it shall be for a sign unto thee, thy hand, and for a memorial between thy eyes, that the Lord's law may be in thy mouth. For with a strong hand hath the Lord brought thee out of Egypt.
All right, I think that's about it on that. So, again, just to reiterate, y'all don't necessarily have to throw away everything because, again, yeast and beer and baking powder, baking soda, all that stuff costs money. It's expensive. Y'all can put it in your car. Y'all can put it in, a garage or something. But be careful with that garage because I tried it one time and squirrels was all up in my stuff. I had to end up throwing it out anyway. So, if, however y'all decide to put it in a deep freezer or in the freezer for a little bit, or in an outside freezer or something. But, at least for the most part, get it out of your house. If y'all live in apartments, I would probably suggest either, put it in a certain room that you're not going to be able to touch and go into like that. So it's just out of sight, out of mind. So if, you do what you need to do. You do what you can to the best of your ability. You want people to try and save their money because stuff is expensive. So just saying, piece of unleavened bread. So all day, every day, no leaven. So, really take the time to look through your certain labels of what you might have that might be leaven, that might contain certain leavening agents. And Lord's will, I will give the list to all you sisters that y'all can reference to and look through. And if some stuff is not on the list, pray to the Most High about what is what, and the Most High will reveal it to you. The next scripture that I want to get, let's go to Leviticus 23. Actually, as I see something that I want, let's go to Ecclesiastes in the Bible, chapter 7 and verse 16.
Okay. So like it's what chapter was that in verse?
Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse verse 16. Yeah.
Okay. Verse 16. Okay, Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 16, and it reads, Be not righteousness over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself?
Right, read on.
Be not over much wicked, neither be thou foolish. Why shouldest thou die before thy time?
Right, so as I say, y'all don't have to throw away everything and clear the whole pantry out. and dump stuff in the thing, that's being a little over righteous, Like I said, if y'all got it like that, if y'all able to throw away stuff and buy it again after about a week, then so be it. That's your prerogative. But for those who might be new and might feel the pressure, y'all can do it. It's simple. Just clear out certain stuff that's in your house that that's leaven. Look at the list, compare and contrast the list. Look at these things and just get it out of your house or into a certain room that you're not going to go into, and pray the Most High has mercy on that, because it's about rehearsing the righteous acts, because we can only do so much of what we have. We're still in captivity. We don't have a separate hut of land we can just put all this stuff away into. We don't really have all that. We work with what we have. So be not over righteous, sisters. Do the best that you can. But that's not saying, that's not giving an excuse, but just do what you can and do it in sincerity. Let me see. All right, let's go to Leviticus 23 and verse 4. I think I'm about to start winding down. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Leviticus. Also, y'all could read Leviticus 23 on your own, but Leviticus 23 and 4 goes into the Passover. If y'all don't know, now y'all know. This is where a lot of the other feast days, a lot of the other new moons, all the other different ordinances of the Most High are within Leviticus 23. So you can find and do your research and look up the different scriptures on certain feast days and certain high holy days and stuff like that. So this is where you find most of the high holy days. The water system. I lost my brain thought. Fuck yeah. Sister. Leviticus 23 and 4.
I'm sorry. 23 and 4. These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their season. And the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover.
Right.
And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. And the first day, ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. 7 days, and the 17th day is an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, "Speak unto the children."
That's it on that, because that's going into first fruits. So again, Passover is coming up Friday, March 26th at even. Even is dependent when the sun goes down. 7 days of unleavened bread. The first day is the Seder meal, so that's your lamb roasted fire, no season except just salt. Your unleavened breads, your bitter herbs, and your wine. And then after that, the rest of those 6 days is all unleavened bread. So just make your unleavened breads, no leaven, no beer, I believe no vinegar too, certain stuff. I have the list, and y'all can get it. Y'all can look at it, put it out. That's throw it out, but get it away from, your certain everyday vicinity. So that's it. That's all I have for today, sisters. The water for you lovely sisters coming on the call, trying to get this word to the best of your ability. Don't forget that we are having our Passover coming up soon. Keep the Most High as the stability of our times as we're in a new season and a new year. We have more sisters waking up. We have more brothers waking up. We just got to give all praise and glory to the Most High. I hope that you sisters going forward in the spirit can have a productive week, and going forward even further now can have a productive and bright growth year. This year of growth, this year of knowledge, year of more fasting, and a year just to level up in the spirit. So I bid you sisters adieu. I thank you sisters for coming on the call. May you sisters be the best sisters, best mothers, best aunties, best wives, best daughters that the Most High allows you to be, and keep striving for the kingdom each and every day. So shalom, sisters. That's all.
Shalom.
Today. Shalom, sisters. Go ahead, sister.
Can you put the 11 list in the group chat, the WhatsApp group chat?
Yes, I definitely will. Okay.
Well, love you guys.
Shalom.
The water Israel. Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shabbat Rakatan, Israel. Shalom. Shalom. Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shabbat Rakatan, Shalom.
Shalom.
God. All praise to the Most High and His only begotten Son, Hamashiach H.O.I, and the water. Sister for all H.O.I for bringing out another great lesson on this first day of the week and this new year. And we're going to get it crack-a-lacking with our sister Quacka-Laka with Damage. I think it's Damage Remix.
Jacob ain't no question. Who the real is stressing. No prophecies are manifesting. Keep away from all the vexing. Yeah, power is my main attraction. Yeah, His will is working through with a savage. Yeah. Oh, we could be partners, closer to be our love will grow fonder. Promise me He won't let me fall. Scriptures is tight, loving me right, feeding me life all night. You got me, wanting to cry, tighten me right to it. So yeah, I know He won't fail me. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Yeah, without the laws, you will be damaged. You will be damaged. You will be damaged. Yeah, royal, yeah, how fresh, yeah. And he focused, not aggressive. No temporary, this forever. Show yourself another lesson. Oh yeah, yeah. Power is my main attraction. Yeah, His will is working through with a savage, baby. Oh, we could be partners, closer to thee. Our love will grow fonder. Promise me you won't let me fall. Scriptures is tight, loving me right, feeding me life all night. You got me, wanting to cry, tighten me right to it. So yeah, I know He won't fail me. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Yeah, without the laws, you will be damaged. You will be damaged. You will be damaged. Oh, you will be damaged. Yeah, yeah,
Con Israel, you already know. For scoffer come on this call, whether it's a regular Thursday night call or a Sunday sisters call, you're gonna be damaged with these scriptures. But with that, I bid y'all a shalom.